When the U.S. Supreme Court legalized abortion during all 9 months of pregnancy and for any reason, a passion stirred in the hearts of Americans. As a result, the pro-life movement has gained momentum over the years. Since 1973, 2 opposing groups have staked their claims: those who oppose abortion and those who support it. But it seems the pro-life side is gaining new supporters every day. Marjorie is one of them.
I think about this a lot. God's grace is not always obvious. So I have thought about it a lot, and I would have to say that it was a slow change, but it would never have happened if on Duke campus, when I was really active on the other side of this issue, if friends of mine had not come to me and basically been relentless, just wouldn't leave me alone. I was a co-chair of the college Republicans at Duke, and I was actually I was equal time. There was a co-chair that was pro-life, and I was the pro-choice co-chair. They wouldn't leave me alone, and also I started taking philosophy. Also, I started to go through a religious conversion. Sort of all things came together at the same time, and finally I just had to look at what was happening with abortion and say, what is that? What is that thing that is inside a woman's body? And if you come to the point where you're saying it's a baby, human baby, then you got to really think about your pro-choice position.
What impact do you think the future President of the United States will have regarding the impact of abortion on African Americans?
Actually, the existing administration has moved the issue forward a little bit to make folks aware that we need to redevelop a culture of life. But banning abortion, making it a requisite for the type of person that they are going to place on the Supreme Court is really important, that the person that the president selects to sit on the courts understand fundamentally life and understand fundamentally what the framers had in mind when they drafted the Constitution. The president plays a major role in making sure that we as a society understand that this may be legal, but it's not lawful in God's eyes, and we have to move ourselves to rid ourselves of this great horror.
It depends on who the president is, what person he nominates. President, he or she has a huge decision. If you look at the composition of the Supreme Court today, it really is a 5-4 split, with Justice Kennedy being the 5th vote, going one way on some and one way on the other. So what it tells us is that when we get to the next hearing, people are going to be looking at that and saying, this will change the complexion of the court, and it will make it one way or the other. So it's going to be very much on people's minds.
And it kind of underscores, Senator, the importance of who the next president is, as well as who the senators are that will be voting on that confirmation, correct?
The next president of the United States will appoint, we don't know how many members of the U.S. Supreme Court, but Justice Stevens is 88. Some of the other members have been on the court a long time, and we don't know what their health is, but you would assume that the next president will get several appointments to the Supreme Court, just from a historical point of view. That's the way it usually works. We also know, and this is something that I think many times the public doesn't think about, the next president of the United States, if he serves 8 years, will appoint about half of the members of the federal judiciary. That's huge. And so who the president puts on those courts makes a huge, huge difference.
If Roe versus Wade is overturned, what impact do you think that would have on America's women and their unborn children?
Well, I think it would depend where you live, frankly. It would return the decision to the states. So there are many states, especially in the Northeast and out west, where things wouldn't change at all, where the states would, would keep abortion on demand. There's other states, let's call them the purple states, where you'd probably wind up with moderate restrictions on abortion. No abortion third term, strong parental notification and spousal notification laws. And then there's a number of red states where I think abortion would be permitted under very few circumstances. I'm not sure how many states will go so far as to say that a woman can't have an abortion even if there's actual danger to her life, but I think in many states you'll see the number of abortions drop. So that will obviously have a very positive effect on unborn babies.
Do you think that law will ever be turned over and unborn babies will once again be protected?
I am certain of it. I am certain of it.
What makes you so sure?
Because what we're witnessing now is an enormous cultural change. Our laws are way behind public opinion on the pro-life question.
When we return, I'll talk with each of our guests about the long-term impact the next president can have on the makeup of the U.S. Supreme Court. And later, I'll share how you can influence who's appointed to this powerful high court.